78 centimeters tall and weighed in officially at 77.5 kilograms. As a professional, 2 victories against a single loss. Fighting out of France, introducing Suleiman caseneuil. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 182 centimeters tall and weighed in officially at 76.4 kilograms. As a professional, 1 defeat. Also fighting out of France, introducing Gaetan Dambo. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Christopher Chapuis.
Warm welcome and an introduction to Buddy Johnson, who will be in the cage tonight. Here it is, the first Ares studio fight. Gaetan Dambo, Suleiman caseneuil. First thing to say is you can almost hear a pin drop here.
I can literally hear them bouncing before the fight starts. Oh, and he did choose to touch gloves.
There is going to be a touch of gloves, and it's caseneuil and then Dambo who come out firing big time.
That was a heavy low kick. He's pressuring his opponent. Dambo is pressuring him, trying to get these elbows. He has to be careful. He has to be in range for these elbows. If not, counters can come. Ooh, that was a good jab.
Dambo certainly trying to start on the front foot, defends the takedown well and reverses it. Has he got a grip around the neck there?
Looks like he's trying to have the guillotine. Oh, and he gets out of it. He has to be careful right now that caseneuil doesn't go around from the back. Oh, he did a good job at retaining his guard. He does have a first-round triangle finish, but he chooses to get back up. And a good jab again from caseneuil.
Yeah, a little 1-2 combination there, but the left hook, as Dambo breaks away, connects.
I think he tried to protest a head clash. But the action continues. A good right hand. He's pressuring him. Another good jab, and now beautiful defense by him. Just has to be careful because caseneuil has his hands locked in double unders. This is a good position for him. Oh no, it's a 50-50. He can turn him. Dambo can turn him if he presses towards that underhook, towards his right hand, if he really pushes forward.
It's been a non-stop 90 seconds of action since the start of the fight. You can hear everything in this brand new Ares studio format. Caseneuil, Dambo, in an embrace that has got nothing loving about it.
And one good thing that we saw from caseneuil in his last fight in Ares was those knees. He really pressured his opponents and landed brutal, beautiful knees. And then when he tried to get away, the head kick started to come. But it's a bit different with how tall Dambo is in comparison. Beautiful reversal. He tried to go for a takedown, but wasn't able to get it, and Dambo reversed it. Great showcase of balance.
Dambo's ended up on top here.
Nice shoulder pressure. Maybe trying to slow caseneuil down because this has been very action-packed in the first half of the round.
Dambo's almost in a half-pass guard position here. The referee is calling for a bit of action. caseneuil evades that elbow really nicely because that was coming with a lot of power. caseneuil looks for the sweep twice, isn't there, but then the knee comes in.
The balance that Dambo has showcased in this bout has been very impressive. caseneuil has come with really good takedown attempts, but Dambo has been able to stay balanced and then reversed it while defending a takedown. And another good elbow by Dambo.
Dambo not cleanly mounted, but in a sort of mounted position as he tries to just generate a little bit of space to let go of those arms.
And in this new format, we can hear both corners coaching them.
Something that Fernando Lopez said to them as Dambo tries to let fly. Caseneuil, though, allowed to stand up, and off they come again with the punches. That's a good combination by Dambo as he tries for the uppercut.
He continues. He's really pressuring him, and here comes the takedown, but he does get it this time. Dambo's doing his best to hip in and trying to get back up, and here comes these elbows.
He'll be very careful of that because in a similar position that Dambo was disqualified last time around.
The good thing is that here it's less of a risk of him hitting the back of the head because he's going sideways to where he's trying to get the takedown. He's doing a good job at controlling that Caseneuil's ankle, which makes it difficult for him to really drive forward like he was able to do now once he got rid of that control. And another punishing elbow. It's going to make him think twice about getting into these positions.
Last 10 seconds here. Dambo took an elbow there. Action-packed first round between Caseneuil and Dambo. Both guys breathing heavily. Being told to step back by the referee. 15 significant strikes for Gaetan Dambo in that first round. Over a minute and a half of ground control for him as well. Stats which would indicate that he's the one who takes that first round home. He starts with the kick as well.
And it's interesting because he's not the one trying to get the fight to the ground. He's trying to strike, to follow his opponent, to connect at the end of his punches. Ooh, that was a nice uppercut from Caseneuil.
Good head movement there from Dambo to evade. Caseneuil takes another kick. Fires one himself, but caught by Dambo. And down they go again.
He's using his forearm to really pressure Caseneuil.
Once again, there's that pressure with the forearm. Caseneuil's neck, who has to move.
And it's also uncomfortable, right? You have to bear in mind with how difficult that first round was, the strikes, and now to be in this position where it's exhausting. You have an opponent that's on top of you. You've already tried to take them down, and you weren't able to do so. And when you're in this position, he's just waiting to land these elbows.
He's doing a relatively good job at the moment and trying to control Dambo's left arm. But it is still in an awkward position for him.
I think he's just trying to prevent those elbows that we saw in the first round.
There's one there, just glanced off his face.
And that's something that I always find quite interesting, how such a Muay Thai expert transitions to utilizing elbows but on the ground, and how he knows how to really place them.
Oh, he's pinned his left arm there. That's what he's trying to do at least.
Caseneuil has to dig for that left side underhook. You see how he has two hands on one, which is it's a good position to have, but if he wants to get up, he has to have his left hand under Dambo's armpit so he can go in that direction and stand back up.
Another elbow there, which Gaetan Dambo is using to absolute perfection at the moment. He's been told by his corner, as soon as you have an opening, let fly, go for it, 100%. Referee stands him up. Caseneuil's been on the back foot for the opening 3 minutes of this second round, and he's taken a big right there as well. He looks a little bit shaky, fires the left. Again, Dambo comes forward.
And then he goes again for the takedown.
Which he gets.
Good, because he changed his angle this time. He didn't just shoot, stay on his knees, and then Dambo could pressure down. He changed the angles and re-shot. But he has a really good control here of Caseneuil's left arm.
Caseneuil, powerful left strike there. As for the first time, it's Dambo who's on his back.
He's trying to utilize that butterfly hook to elevate him, but he's also holding him, so there's not really much damage coming from Caseneuil. And if you think about how the round has played so far, he's still in a pretty good spot to win the round if Caseneuil is not able to get any real significant damage.
Once again, the referee calls for a little bit more from the two men. Caseneuil, as he gets up, tries to hook Dambo 3 or 4 times. Dambo tried the judo sweep.
He did get that in his first fight. Oh, he's trying to go for a neck crank. Maybe trying to get that Americana.
Oh, he's tapped. It's finished. Gaetan Dambo with the submission in the second round to win the fight. It's his first professional MMA win on the back foot for so long in his first fight, and this time non-stop action and aggression to win it, Veronica.
Absolutely, and to get it done via submission, I mean, that's so impressive. I bet that must feel so good for him because, you know, in the first fight, he defended submissions and he showcased great anti-wrestling. He showcased a great judo throw that we saw, utilizing his opponent's momentum because he knew he wanted to get him on the ground. A much more MMA experienced opponent, and a beautiful performance by both of these fighters.
Yeah, it'll be a big step forward for Gaetan Dambo in his career. He was bitterly disappointed with how it ended against Mohamed Bayo. And this time around, well, we can say he learned his lessons. He was on the back foot. He knew that if he didn't want to be on the receiving end, he had to take the initiative, and that's what we saw, non-stop initiative. And considering when you think that there is one of the 4 bonuses put out there by the promotion for the most aggressive fighter, it's a performance that certainly lays down a marker for the rest of the night. Suleiman Caseneuil, on the other hand, Veronica, we never felt like he got going.
Yeah, it was difficult because Dambo was just so... he was just one step ahead of him in the exchanges, in the striking, and it was just so clean and sharp.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee called the stoppage to this bout 4 minutes, 20 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by submission with an Americana, Gaetan Dambo!
Gaetan Dambo with his first mixed martial arts professional win. Someone who has made the transition from Muay Thai, such a dangerous person in Muay Thai, dangerous fighter. Suleiman Caseneuil goes to 2-2 on his professional record, but he will feel that he has a lot more to show, of course. It's a fight where he came up against a really tricky opponent who had a point to prove and who proved it brilliantly.